What's up, y'all? It's Stu. First, I want to start this video off by thanking everybody so much for being a part of Patreon. I'm trying to build a community around music production and education, and this is the foundation of it, so I greatly appreciate the support. Also, there's been some questions on how to get some of the content, like the programs and the projects, onto the MPC. So we're going to go over that in this video. Personally, I like to have an external media source, a little external SSD or a little external SD card. You can put a hard drive inside the MPC Live 2, inside the MPC X, but if you have the MPC 1, you're gonna have to get a little SD card to carry all of your projects. I like this because I travel and I can just keep all my stuff in here and plug into any MPC. So if I'm going somewhere and I know someone has an MPC, I can just plug in and have access to all my projects and don't have to worry about bringing hardware with me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the file structure to set up on these so the MPC can access that. And then also the other link in this video is the pack that's for the video coming out tomorrow. So I guess kind of early release, but it's using the auto sampler, and we're sampling this analog monophonic Pioneer DJ Dave Smith synth. This is the AS1. It's essentially one voice out of the Prophet 5. And in the video coming out tomorrow, we show how to use auto sampler so you can take analog sounds and make them into instruments on the MPC. But you guys have access to a pack that's, I think there's like 7 or 8, maybe 9 instruments in there that are all from here. And the video that we're going to show tomorrow shows how to make those. But coming up, let's jump over to the computer. I'm going to share the screen so you guys can see how to install this instrument pack and where also to move all the other things that you download off of here onto your SD card, so you can just pop it into your MPC and have access to everything. So thanks a lot. Let's go over to the computer and take care. So here we are inside the MPC software, and just drag the downloaded file directly into the MPC and hit import, and now go down to the lower right and click on your expansions, and it's there. So now to export it, we want to make sure the MPC is connected and in controller mode. We're going to go to File and Export, and then Expansions, and select the expansion we want to export, and then select the location. Now anything inside of your MPC, like an SSD or an SD card, will show up. I chose the 32 gigs because that is the SD card that I currently have inside the MPC Live 2, and I like to be able to take it out and put it inside the MPC 1 if I ever want to use that. And it will export, and then we can go over to the desktop and have a look at all the mounted hard drives. The 256 is the solid state inside of the MPC, but we're on the SSD, so there it is. It made a new folder called Expansions. And then I'm going to go through and actually make a few other folders. We'll make projects, and apparently spell it incorrectly, but we'll go back and change that later. Another one here for the programs, and then we'll make a 4th file for the progressions, and we'll have an upcoming video showing how to make progressions and save progressions. And then we're going to throw another one in here just called samples, a place where I can drag in, let's say, splice samples and just have everything easily accessible. So here are 2 of the downloads off the Patreon. One is the 80s drums program, and then you see inside here it just says the program and has all the samples, and then here is the entire project for the Fisher Tech House. And we'll just drag them into the corresponding folders. So this one's going to go into programs, and then this one's going to go into projects. Still spelt wrong, but that's okay. And then when we take out the SD card and put it into the MPC, we're going to have a look now at the browser on where to actually load from. So hitting Shift and Menu and navigating to our SD card, because I loaded everything onto the SD card as we saw on the computer screen. So Places up here in the upper left acts as a file directory. We can go down to 32 gigs. And now we see all of the folders that we loaded in on the computer. And let's say we wanted to load the Fisher Tech House tutorial project on there. We just go down into projects. We see the Fisher Tech House that we loaded in. Click on that and load it in, and it is all set and ready to go. Now, if we wanted to load in an individual instrument, we just hit back to go back up through the directory, and we go into Programs and filter it down to just the programs by hitting this 4-pad icon. And now we can see the warm pad that we just created in the tutorial, or we can load in the 80s drums that we made in the 80s drums tutorial.